I think travel, as we all know, is very hard hit. And from my perspective, and what I understand it is, uh, there is there is power of data. But at the end of the day, if the customer doesn't consume enough, right, you could pivot, but not sure if the revenues will come in, and companies will find it fairly difficult. And I just want to take this point in a very different context to Pramod, who obviously has a much broader spectrum to look at, and just actually change this question on understanding the role of the CFOs and the senior finance professionals of how do you balance this challenge wherein maybe the company has to pivot, invest in technology. Many companies may not be as digital as they should have been, etc., etc. You need to invest a lot of in capex. There could be certain things that you so believe could be revenue generating, but you haven't tested. How does a decision making framework in this environment will work, or has worked in your perspective in the industry that you belong to?
Bhavesh, that's an interesting question, pretty deep. The fact is how different companies and different CFOs react also depends on how well the companies do, and more importantly, in good times, what did you do? That will determine what capacity you have today to be adaptable and also drive business at the same time. Being adaptable, just being adaptable is not good enough. So when I was growing up in banking and then the industry, I heard a couple of times people talk to in forums like this, what do you do in bad times? And the answer is, you actually do nothing in bad times. In the good times, you create discipline and don't leverage beyond your capacities. And we are in a time, it's unprecedented. See, when the situation started worsening, everyone thought in 2 months, I'll be back into business.
Yeah.
Cash flows will go back to normal. It's a short-term phenomena. Incidentally, working in a global, I saw it coming 2-3 months ahead of time. You see, India was late, like in most other things, even in technology and things like that. We actually leapfrogged, and exactly what we did here. So, interestingly, when the COVID started hitting the Europe, interesting observation was people were planning to continue to work. So people started doing drills at that point of time in terms of how are we going to operate with 100% work from home. And fortunately, we took the coup and started preparing ourselves. Although at that point of time, India was nowhere in these pictures, in this league. Let me put it. So coming to that, and again coming to what we do in these times, or what can we do in these times, is limited unless you created that capacity in good times. So very simple. Now I belong to a infrastructure. I also sit on the board of Bangalore Airport, which actually is a big infrastructure, the biggest in South India right now. And what I see that the traditional industry is so uncertain about future has stopped spending. In fact, some of the projects that were being done are being put on hold or getting deferred. Obviously, the demand projections have also gone for a toss. And then we also see the part which is digitalization for us is doing exceedingly well. So companies are spending money where it matters. Slightly forward-looking companies which can afford actually are spending or shifting their spends from physical to digital, effectively making what they have more efficient. So that seems to be the focus right now. And recently, Siemens AG declared yesterday, in fact, day before yesterday, results are not so bad for Q3 for us. And what is making that contribution is digitalization globally. So it's not just an India story. It's a global story. So I would say, first thing is be very disciplined in good times. That's your work. Don't let people run away with their imagination at that particular point of time. And when we did project finance, in fact, you would also know, we always believe the best time to invest is not at the peak of the business cycle, but at the bottom of the business cycle when it's very difficult to justify investment.
Yeah. So actually, Pramod, there's a saying in banks, and you would know it better, that bad debts happen in good times.
Exactly. We plan for bad debts in good times.
Yeah. No, terrific. Thank you very much, Pramod. That's a very